For you to make money in trading, you don't need to know what will happen next.
Exactly.
You don't need to know what will happen next.
Yeah.
That is why it is good to calculate your loss before you get into the trade. Because you only have control over how much you're willing to lose. And once you execute that button, when you push that button, you have no control. And so that kind of patient I have, I'm not sure if I can have that. I can put a trade for 3 months, 4 months.
That is on institutional level, not retail level.
You understand? I cannot do for 3 months, 4 months. They're based on macro perspective, not market.
Alright, welcome guys. Is to Billions here or Billions here today, and we'll be talking about how to be consistent in trading forex. So with me today, I have my first mentor in forex trading, and before I met him, I had somebody that was putting me through, but in the process now we didn't get to make any money. So I wouldn't just call it a waste of years, but it was when I met him that we started seeing consistent profit from year one down to today. And when we started making profit, I have to involve one of my guys, ask of mass, and we're constantly withdrawing every fucking day till this day. So today I was privileged to have him in my residence, and we decided to put out something that will be educative to you all, and I hope you're all gonna like it. So with that way, he has been trading for almost, let me just say, is it up to 8 years now?
Yeah, 7 to 8 years.
7 to 8 years. Just imagine the consistency. trading for almost 8 years now is something that is not easy. So I'll be asking you some question. How does consistency look like in forex, and how he thinks while he's in a trade or while a trade is going against him and also going for him? Can you just tell us how you have been able to be profitable over the years, the consistency, how you have been able to maintain it? Because 8 years is a whole lot of years. It's not easy.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Trading is, let's say, it's not easy. You might see the flashy lifestyle out there, you understand? But most time it's just a stream of selling you hope. When we talk about consistency, there's a difference between consistency and activity. Consistency is boring. You understand? It's not, because most traders, when they start, they have this dopamine of always want to be on the screen. You get trading is a total different of how that thinking works. You understand? Yeah. So when we talk about consistency again, we're talking about staying with the grind. You might not see the result, let's say for the first 6 months, first 1 year, 2 years. But along the line, something will definitely click.
Exactly.
Something will definitely click, and then that's when you realize that, okay, fine, I've gotten this thing. Yeah, I've gotten what I'm looking for. But then, when they say your eye will see. Like I'm not going to comment that it's easy. It's not easy. You understand? It's not easy. I think even me personally, for 3 years, 3 to 4 years of my life, I was never making money. You understand? I quit.
3 to 4 years.
Yes, I quit. I come back. Break I come back again. So it's not what you think that you just come and start
making money.
Click the button, you start making.
It's not like a posing scheme.
You need to understand risk management. You need to understand market sentiment. You need to understand how markets move, what move price, what move each asset.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe some other time we have enough time to talk about what move price when it comes to macroeconomy.
Yeah.
Right. So you need to understand all these catalysts that drive price. So it's not something you just jump into and then you think you just carry that when you're printing.
Exactly.
If you want print money, go CBN.
You want to print money, go to CBN. Yeah, they have money there.
You printing machine. Yeah. So you need to understand the catalyst that drives the market where to make money. So for you to be consistent, you have to stay with the grind. No, it's boring. It's boring. Exactly. Profitability is boring. If you still feel the excitement and then you feel that I'm making money, you are not profitable yet.
You are gambling.
Profitable is boring. Profitability, is boring. So I think that is
exactly. So you were saying something about how you have been trading for 3 years, and it gets to a point before it clicks, before you started making money. For me now, I was trading with somebody, it was putting me through. We were trading support and resistance, and trust me, we didn't get to make any money. We kept going until I met you, before you put me through, and we started to like see some result. So will you just say it's a kind of information, or what transgress in that area?
There's something I normally said. Who the person you meet at your beginning stage will shape or will affect your trading one way or the other.
Right.
So if you meet someone who has this reckless gambling mindset, you definitely like cultivate that attitude. You understand?
Exactly.
But when you meet someone who understands the market, who knows that the market is in fact, people say the market is against me. Market is manipulated. The market is not manipulated. Trading is you versus you. Trading reveals your real identity. If you are someone who is lazy, let's say someone who does not accept failure, right? Because we are meant to accept failure. Forget whatever we grow up with, right? Failure is part of the process, right? But if you are someone that you don't want to take loss, you want to accept failure, trading will humble you. It will deal with you. You get so. It depends on the mentor you meet and how he take you through the processes. So that's why most time when people come up to me, I tell them that first of all you have to go through what they call identity check. You understand? And then you master yourself first before you can master the market. If you don't know yourself, because the market only reflects you, it only bring out your excesses.
Like an amplifier.
Yes, to amplify it. You understand? So the person you meet first, when you come into the industry, when you come into the game, right, determine how your brain or how your mindset will be shaped.
Exactly. That is why I'm glad to meet you. I'm glad to meet you. Because ever since then, bro, trust me, we were like, me that does not even know how to trade well. It got to a point that we were now taking almost the same setup. You were even giving me a call.
Yes, sir,
at some point, yes. You give me a call before we start trading, and we'll have the same setup. Meanwhile, we didn't analyze together. We have the same setup, and trust me, to eventually go away. And you were like posting me on X that time.
Yeah, back then.
Yeah. So, like, how does it feel to be consistent? Like, when you had your losses, your losing streak, how do you handle it?
Losses are part of the game, so you accept it even before it comes. Trading is probability. You understand?
Yeah.
And for you to make money in trading, you don't need to know what will happen next.
Exactly.
That is why it is good to calculate your loss before you get into the trade, because you only have control over how much you are willing to lose. Once you execute that button, when you push that button, you have no control again.
Exactly.
And so that's why it is good to predetermine your loss before you get into the trade. So for me personally, I don't see losses as losses per se. I see losses as a price of doing business. You understand? I see losses as okay, fine, it's what I've accepted. Right? So anything that happens, I'm okay. And because what you do before you get into the trade, what you do while the trade is going on, and what you do after the trade is what differentiates you from that is what differentiates a profitable trader from an unprofitable trader.
Exactly.
So I don't see losses as losses. I see them as the price of doing business.
Exactly. So, like, there are some points when you started trading, when you are on a trade, it's not easy now. Seeing the P&L, the profit and loss, when it's still at your entry and when it's going in your direction, you feel this unease in you. How do you handle it? When price is going to your stop loss,
I've been in the game for long, but I've never been not never.
Yeah.
Like I can't remember when last I've been in a trade and I'll feel unease.
But when you started, you feel it. Yeah. How were you able to handle it?
No, it handles me, not me.
Brother,
because at that point it is the market that is handling you already. Let me use that word. So it's not. But I just have to build my mindset to the point that okay, fine, let me manage my risks. Know how much, because this is how I trade. I have a portfolio. I have portfolio I manage for investors.
Yeah.
So I have max risks in a year. Let's say if I'm willing to, let's say in a year I'm willing to lose 20% for that year.
Yeah.
So I'll break that 20% by 12. I'll now get my monthly loss. I'll now break that monthly loss by 4 to give me weekly loss. I'll now break that each weekly loss by 5. So in any trade, I know how much I'm already risking per trade. You understand? So even by then, even if I don't end up closing the year on profit, I'm not bothered because 20% is what I'm going to lose. So even if I lose that 20%, so let's say by the end of the year, I'm doing like 1:3, 1:2, 1:4 of that entire risk. So it's just all about understanding your risk management framework. So once you understand that, you won't feel that on. Is I think the only time I felt on it was last year, and I accepted that because I took that risk so recklessly, and then it cost me 18,000.
That is crazy. In dollars, not naira. We are talking dollars here, not naira.
It cost me 18,000, and it was an investor fund then. You understand?
Yeah.
And yeah, that was my fault. That was not the market fault.
Exactly. You see, accepting your fault, not that market manipulated me. Yeah. So some would rather blame the market rather than blaming themselves. Instead of them to improve on themselves, they'll be like, it was market that did that.
That is an identity issue.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Can you please emphasize on that identity issue?
It's vast, right? It's not more psychological. We'll talk about identity. If you are trading the market, it is not you versus the market. It's not as the market is manipulating. It's not your broker. It is not the market makers. It is you versus you. Now, the you that want to accept risk and the you that don't want to accept risk. You be like, let me accept this risk. I don't want to accept this risk. Let me shift my stop loss. The you that want to use stop loss and the you that don't want to use stop loss. You understand? The you that want to wait for your trade and the you that cannot wait for your trade. So it's an identity crisis, like you are fighting yourself. And the reason you are fighting yourself is because that we grew up in an environment whereby we're trained to not to accept losses. And that's why when you were younger, you come back from school and then you fail. Let's say you take 5th, 10, 11 from class.
Yeah.
Your parent will beat you. Like the person will carry first, you get 2 head. You understand? So we grow up with that mindset that we are not supposed to fail or accept failure.
Yeah.
Of which trading is the opposite of whatever you've learned in life. You understand? So that's
to say a normal human being, like the emotions cannot work properly in trading.
If you are too emotional, I don't think you can deal with this. You understand? You have to be emotionally and psychologically strong for you to.
Before you can be able to.
You understand? Because the truth is that the best losers win.
Exactly.
I can show you my P&L. I have more losses than wins, but by the end of the day, the wins to cover up the losses. I don't have to win. Now this is my model. Let's say I have 10 trades. I just need 4 to be correct. Lose 6. You understand?
Yeah.
40% win rate. I'm still profitable.
Exactly.
You get?
But you don't do long P and risk to reward.
No.
Don't do 1 to 30.
No. My highest risk to reward is 1 to 3.
Wow.
You understand? And the kind of patient I have, I'm not sure if I can have that. I can hold a trade for 3 months, 4 months.
Wow. That is some institutional level. Not retail level.
You understand? I can hold trade for 3 months, 4 months. They're based on macro perspective too, not normal technical.
Yeah.
So that's it.
So let me just say, during last week, we closed the trade in loss. It eventually goes in our direction. So let me just target at it as a FOMO. Yeah. So we're having a fear of missing out, and we eventually missed out on the trade, and we lost our money also before the trade went in our actual direction. So can you just tell us how somebody can be able to like manage that kind of aspect?
Providing you have already placed how much you're willing to lose. That is the best way to manage it. You have to as a trader, you have to master emotional detachment. Yes, you have to be more like a stoic person. Let me say what you have to be a stoic trader. Who is a stoic? A stoic is someone who don't care about what he cannot control. He just will focus on what he can control. So you have to be a stoic trader. You get that's the best. Providing you're not over risking, is still within your risk framework. But a lot of spirits, because your previous trade does not have anything to do with your next trade.
You
understand? You get the market does not know about it doesn't care about you, it doesn't care about your previous trade, it doesn't care about your next trade. So once you've lost this one, just move on to the next one. You have to just master
the next. Exactly. So in around 2024, you were speaking about managing an investor fund. Around 2024, I see you bag an investor deal about $100,000. You posted it on your X.
Yes.
Yeah. So how has it been like? I know you're managing something more than that now. It's not profit money. We're not talking about profit. We're talking about life money, $100,000. So how were you able to like manage an investor fund without losing it or going into debt? Because some traders now, well, they'll be like opportune and they hand them that kind of money to trade. They eventually go and gamble with it. And you're risking 5% per trade, 10%. Like, how will you be able to like manage it? What was the mindset? What was the risk management behind it?
Well, I've lost investors fund before.
Yeah.
Oh, let's say over 26 million naira.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Went to debt to get. So all those things actually taught me something. And then I use this framework called the proprietary firm framework. When I say proprietary, I'm talking about normal prop firm. You all know, there are firms that are called proprietary firms. Those ones are more like the institutions, right? Now, if you're getting an investor funds, the investor also have to bear the risk. So you ask the investor, how much are you willing to lose out of this money? So if I'm willing to lose 20%, 30%, depending on his own risk appetite. So now, if I'm trading within that his accepted loss. So if it's 100k, for example, and then he said he's willing to lose 20%, which is 20k. So I'm looking at that account as a 20k account, not a 100k account. So that is where my risk management comes in on that 20k, not 100k. You understand? And trust me, let me say this: the best way to make money in this industry, right, or the fastest way to make money is leveraging on other people's money.
Exactly. I have that feeling.
Yes, that is leveraging other people's money.
Not using your own money.
Yes, not your money, other people's money. But then you have to sharpen your edge. If not, see you CQJ.
you go and enter prison. That is why. Because like when you are managing other people's money, the emotion is more active there because it's not your money.
Yes, might be less active, but to still be active based on okay, imagine I've never traded $10 million before.
Yeah.
So if you give it, I can manage it, but then they feel there will be this dopamine of about this guy, $10 million they get. But then it's level by level, right?
Exactly.
Start with 1k, 5k, 10k, 20, 50, 100, 500, 1 million, 5 million, like that.
Just like a ladder, you be climbing.
So till you're able to kind of, let's say, $1 billion.
Exactly. So let me just see, over the 8 years now in the industry, let me just say 2 lessons I've learned so far. Help me and those people watching.
2 lessons.
Yeah. 2 important lessons.
Very simple. Number 1, master, like I say, master emotional detachment. Very key. That is the mastering of emotional detachment. And then secondly, make sure say drop well before you trade. I'm not saying. You understand?
Very, very important.